it's a trying,
at an individual level.
Yeah, it's a trying situation and condition for everyone. But we would like to, first of all, thank the people there who have tried to stay safe, who have tried to play with the SOPs, and then make sure that at least we try our level best to be very safe, because COVID is real. So we have to make sure we protect ourselves from COVID. Yeah.
Well, that's very, very important, and here is where we are, of course. And today is, I think, the second day from when we got into business. Now there's a lot of traffic jam in Kampala. There's so many borders, so many taxis, so many everything. But yet again, we need to see how to manage ourselves and to do what we're supposed to do to ensure that we again continue carrying on steadily and slowly. Now let's get to our business this morning. You talk about agribusiness. In brief, when we talk about agribusiness, it's now the business of agriculture, and majority of Ugandans derive or live on agriculture. How do they turn this into a business? Because when we were growing, one of the things that we hated doing was agriculture. And so telling somebody that you can actually go to school, then make a living on agriculture, it just seems like you are mocking people. Let's talk about agriculture itself.
Yeah, so thank you very much. First of all, we want to change the perspective of the fact that people think that, you know, when we're back in school, they will tell you, in case you've done something that is not right, or you're playing football and you miss a goal or something, say, or you're farmer. So, but the whole thing is that we need to appreciate the fact that agriculture is one of the sectors or one of the departments that employ a Ugandan, a basic Ugandan, from the age of 15 to 35. You will find that at least everyone has had a taste of agriculture. It has employed him. So it's a sector that has employed at least over 70% of every Ugandan. Beats all ages. I'm talking about youth. So we need to appreciate that agriculture is something that we have grown to live with and to be with, because we are naturally farmers. Let me give you an example. You can wake up in the morning and throw a bean seed outside your window. Give it maybe 2 months. Come and check on it. You'll be shocked. It will have at least grown something. You have not done anything to it. You have not watered. You have not done. So it automatically makes Uganda an agriculture country. So what is agribusiness? Agribusiness is basically completing the circle of agriculture. The circle of agriculture comes in from the seedling, basically the farmer, first from the farmer or the land. So we get the seed up to when you get the food on your plate. When you serve that meal. So that is agribusiness. So we need to understand that agribusiness has a lot of segments or stages. So until we understand all those methods, all those stages, that's when we shall understand agribusiness. I can assure you that according to the National Agriculture Policy, we have not even reached 20%. Or we haven't explored 20%, more than even 20% of the agricultural sector. So first of all, I would like to appreciate His Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who managed during the recent reshuffle. He gave us a very good minister, Honorable Frank Tumwebaze. I believe this time round, in these 5 years, I'm very sure we shall come up with something in agriculture, because it's a department we need to utilize. It employs over 70% of the people. It contributes over 70% also on our export. We have over 30% of the youth. When I say youth, you know what it means. The biggest percentage of the population. 78% of the population is youth. So agriculture sector contributes or employs 30% of the 78%. These are numbers that are really, really realistic, and we need to look at them and understand.
Does our government prioritize agriculture? Because we've kept on talking about agriculture. Everybody has come out to say agriculture is the backbone of this country. Agriculture is the backbone of the economy. Agriculture is everything. Now, every good thing that there is has been spoken about agriculture. But yet again, when it comes to prioritizing, when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to doing lots of things to agriculture, we are still not yet there. Now, we tend to look at agriculture as simply getting a home, going to the garden, plow, plant something, like you're saying, plant some maize, do this, and you know, leave it there. What needs to be done to this country that we can? People call this a food basket. This country can actually feed the rest of the world, rather the rest of Africa. But what is it that we're not doing right to exploit the potential that we have, the good arable land that we have, and to ensure that, yes, we can actually excel from this, and we also get known into the rest of the world because of agriculture?
Yeah, so before I maybe answer that, we need to understand that I need to give you some little information about agriculture in Uganda. Uganda has one of the sweetest pineapples in the whole world. The most interesting part is that, or the bit is that Kenyans, our brothers, come here and pick pineapples and export them to the whole to the world. But us here, we're not utilizing that. So it all comes, I come to your question, it all comes to the mindset. I'll give you a personal experience. And I think it also applies to most of the people out there, most of the youth out there. We have grown up in a setting that has what we call agriculture already done. I grew up when we were having a mini garden somewhere. My mom is a person who loves agriculture. You'll find greens, you'll find cabbage, at least somewhere at home. You'll find there's a mini garden, okay? Imagine we continued having that mindset. And people are doing their part. I'm telling you, I've gotten an opportunity to visit farms, other people doing farms, large-scale farmers, small-scale farmers. People are doing work. They are doing the agriculture. They're actually doing that first stage of agriculture, which is the farming. Getting the hoe, getting the mechanisms, the machinery, all those things. We look at the smallholder farmers. At least you know that 7 out of 10 homes will have a basic garden, either a mushroom somewhere, either passion fruit somewhere, but at least around their compound. Okay? So you'll also find that at least 3 Ugandans out of 10 are doing commercial agriculture. But we want to put that number up to 8 out of 10 Ugandans, because that's where the money is. If we are emphasizing on the money economy, then the money is there in agriculture. That is, we got an opportunity. I happen to be a member of the Youth Coalition for SDGs. And we had an opportunity to meet His Excellency, the President. He told us he has an address for money. And the first address for money was commercial agriculture. It is tested, tried. It is the only sector, to me, that has not been affected for the past 2 years. Okay, it has been affected, yes, but not so much.
Like all the other sectors?
Yes. I mean, the sun, or you can call it the climate, or the weather, or the whatever way you want to call it, has not changed. The same bean seeds we have been planting are the same bean seeds someone can plant. The one who planted last year can still plant this year. So what does that show you? And this is the new normal. I was watching some of my videos yesterday night. A video recorded 1 year ago with UBC Steel, which is a very good partner. We said that in 3 years' time to come, everything will be digital. Everything. You either want it or not. 1 year down the road, we are here. So we also have to understand that farmers need to go into the digital world. We don't have to keep on the hoe or on the tractor. Okay? So, but at least I can assure you that agriculture has not been, it doesn't felt the shockwave of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about agribusiness and we look at agriculture as a business, and you'll also notice that you've given us the statistics of, you say 2% or so, 2 out of every 10. And of course, many Ugandans will tell you that it's very expensive to, first of all, get into agriculture. What people do now is people have very little land or very small pieces of land. They are using traditional methods of doing all the things. In 2017, when President Museveni was demonstrating to us on his farm in Kaumu, I personally attended, and he was castigated for the bottle drips and saying, in this generation, when you are talking about now the E bit of it, we also need in agriculture. And the president is demonstrating to us how you can actually manage this with water in a bottle dripping on a plant. And people are saying, why are we still at that level? We're using hand hose, we're using drips as opposed to what do they call them, irrigators, whatever that is. How do we convince people that they can actually have a fortune in agriculture and not to save their little earnings to actually get into politics? Because now politics is the biggest and assured employer in this country.
Yeah, so thank you. First of all, I would give my own opinion about the president's initiative for the drip, the water drip. He's trying to demonstrate what we call a 1-acre farm model. Okay? This means that you can also do this program or this system even in the backyard of your home. We are trying to bring agriculture to someone down to the homestead. So the drip method model, we need to always learn how to expound on our knowledge. There are people in various countries, Brazil, Croatia, who are doing this drip, the bottle drip method, in the backyard, behind their homes. And guess what? This is what I was telling you, that when we have the smallholder farmers and the large-scale farmers, let's talk about the smallholder farmers. I'm sure those are the ones who normally complain about the capital intensity of the business.
Exactly.
We have certain, various associations, organizations. We have the Uganda National Farmers Federation that has empowered or that has motivated these smallholder farmers. So we call upon all those farmers to join or to go there to those associations and find a way of working around. Since you're saying, they're saying that land is not enough, capital, they have a lot of, because it's a chain. We have the seeds, we have the inputs, we have the machinery, then we have the output. But let us emphasize, or let us enjoy the benefits of these associations, okay? And when it comes to the large-scale holder farmers, the ones probably have the land, but they're talking about the capital or the financing. We have gotten partners, or not, I will call them stakeholders. We have Bank of Uganda, we have Post Bank, and other commercial banks, who give what we call the agricultural credit facility. The Bank of Uganda has gone to an extra mile of making sure that this agricultural credit facility can be accessed to farmers, by farmers, through a commercial bank. The challenge, maybe you can tell me, is that the SCF is at maybe probably 12%. It's the cheapest you can get on the market. But the banks don't want to tell the farmers about this product because they get this product from Bank of Uganda. So it's at 12% per annum. Maybe would request the government and other stakeholders and Bank of Uganda to reduce, since we're in a pandemic for the past 2 years or 1 year, to reduce this interest rate from 12% to even 8%, or even half. Because we have seen other countries reduce their loans even up to 3%. So we are calling upon government and stakeholders to reduce this percentage even up to 8, even up to 5. Okay. Because this is the backbone of the country. You can't preach that agriculture is the backbone of the country and the farmer is getting a loan at 12% per annum. It's good. It's good. I would say that we are going, but we need to reduce because of the conditions and prevailing conditions of the agriculture. Price fluctuations in the machinery, in the product. So it's a lot that involves, So the people who probably say agriculture is hard or it's expensive, they have not dug into the information or the knowledge or the data out there. So we need, first of all, focus on availing this knowledge. There are very many farmers who don't know they can access SCF. That's agricultural credit facility. They will go to a bank to look for a loan. The bank, the commercial bank, will actually tell them they don't have that. They prefer to give them the 18% interest loan. They don't talk about the 12%. Yeah, because the bank is not going to be making money. That's why maybe, okay, this is not an advert or this is not an endorsement, but I prefer to use Post Bank. I prefer to recommend farmers to use Post Bank because Post Bank will give you this facility and they will tell you because it's part of the government. And we need to ensure that people also come in government programs. SCF has been here for a long time. Okay. Over 10 years. Okay. 9 to 10 years. Okay. Yes.
We started on a parish development model, I think last month, and it's a project that government is rolling out to see how to actually benefit and get there. I just want to know from you, the agriculturists or those in agribusiness, how, first of all, you're embracing the parish development model and how you think it can also help develop us, because the idea is we need to move from what those that President Museveni calls a chida chonka now into what you're advocating for. And how does now the parish development model come into agribusiness, and how should it be embraced by the rest of you in agribusiness?
I would say that development or success begins from home. The deeper we get into the parish, the sub-county, the deeper we go down, we shall manage to achieve certain things. The parish development model means that we are looking at the final person at the parish. Okay? Now, I'll talk on the side of Agrofresh. We are trying to endeavor to register these farmers. We are creating a link for farmers, building a database for farmers. So we call upon farmers to register on this link. So that's the first step. We get the numbers. And we know how much, what is your land? Is it yours? Are you renting? We have all those details from you. So that at least we can know because we need to understand that Uganda is blessed in a way that we have different crops or different products or different produce around the country.
Sure.
Some parts of the country regions will grow probably groundnuts. Others will grow. I come from Kabale, so we shall have a lot of potatoes, cabbage, vegetables, basically. So imagine we have a kind of regional silo project. Okay?
Because the country is zoned, according to the Ministry of Agriculture.
Yes.
There is that
zone. It's even in the National Agricultural Policy.
Sure.
We deepen into the zonal part of it, where we know that every zone or every part of the country we have provided. The biggest challenge is post-harvesting loss.
And as actually coming to that, post-harvest handling is one of our biggest problems. And you notice that whenever we get into agriculture, why many people lose morale in agriculture is first and foremost, we are so blessed that after season, we can have a bumper harvest. Now that bumper harvest becomes a problem to us. Then we have problems of post-harvest handling. Recently we had problems with Kenya of the aflatoxins in our maize. And you wonder, this is the same maize that Ugandans will buy here. Now the same maize has aflatoxins. When you want to take it to Kenya to get money, Kenya will tell you, no, you have a problem with your maize. But back home here, Musengus is okay to sell the maize to Semakola and of course all the others here. And now the post-harvest handling bit of it. I just don't know what needs to be done, because I think all the effort that we put into agriculture is wasted at post-harvest handling.
This is what happens. We do a lot of farming without an aim.
Without aim?
Yeah. I will give you an example. I like giving these examples. I like watching movies. So I'll give you an example based on movies. There's a very interesting movie called Terminator for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Whenever I would get a gun, he would just shoot aimlessly around. He has that machine gun. However, we have another type of person called a sniper who will target and hit on the head. Okay?
Targeted shooting.
Yes. Most likely the person who is shooting just like that will not hit the target. Now, why? Let me relate this to agriculture. I'm seated here and I'm telling people, oh, by the way, I'm doing some tomatoes. Another person will want to do tomatoes. Another person. We are what we call social agriculturalists or social farmers. Sit down in a group of 5. Sometimes I got an idea. I'm going to do onions. So goes and sleeps over it. Then also he says, I'm going to do onions. Without a plan. Without even saying that in the next 3 months, if I'm doing onions now, can I be able to, since they are in the garden, can I be able to go out and look for market as they are in the garden? So what happens is, I'll give you a life example, real life example. We have farmers out there who have managed to take their produce to the markets. Okay? You're talking about post-harvesting handling. The person knows he's doing onions, or he's doing tomatoes, or he's doing Irish, the case may be. These things normally don't take more than 90 days. 3 months, they are out. You're selling. Okay? The person will go and look for market after harvesting. And he will go hire a truck, put his produce on the truck. Now, agriculture, is, like any other business, has dynamics. People who take their food to the market, I'm sure they have experienced it. Now, what maybe our viewers may understand and know is the market of food is different. We have different prices of food at different times of the day, every day. Like how you see banks are advertising dollars, even us, we have a different price every day and at a different time. Food will be at a different price at 3 a.m. It will be at a different price at 5 a.m. It will be at a different price at 7 a.m. and at 10 a.m. Why am I saying that? I'm sure now everyone is getting confused. At 3 a.m., most of the people have taken their food there, are going to buy, you're going to buy it cheaply at the market.
3 a.m. in Nakasero?
Yes. Nakasero,
Kalere and all the others, Chibuye and so.
Anywhere. Those central markets, those outside markets. You'll buy it very cheaply. You'll find the cabbage even at 1,000.
The same cabbage at 7 o'clock.
I am coming to you. At 6 or at 5, it will be a different price. Why? At 3 a.m., these market ladies or these market people, the ones that Museveni calls that our heroes, His Excellency, they are in the market by that time. Remember, that's where the farmer is taking the produce. They're in the market at that time. Okay? At 6, the other person who now has, I'll call them Mudala, out of Kampala, Nigeria, Chira, Luzira,
they're coming in.
They're coming in. They'll also buy at a different price. Now at 8 a.m., me was a family at home. I come in to buy. I'll buy at a different price.
From the same woman?
Exactly.
Same stock?
Yes. At 10 a.m., the one who's overslept and forgot to buy, he will come to buy. It will be a different price. But it's the same product. It's the same watermelon from one farmer. How has the farmer benefited? But this watermelon has changed prices just in a blink of 6 hours. It has changed because that is from 3 to 10 or to 9. It has changed prices 3 times. So you see that that's something we need to focus and understand.
So how does the farmer benefit from that?
He doesn't. He has already been paid once. And probably maybe 800 shillings. If I'm not mistaken. And this watermelon is going for 10,000 some places. So you see that we need to advocate for social rights of a farmer. Have we satisfied the farmer, first of all? Because the market says it's not satisfied. Yes, fine. But the farmer is not satisfied. The farmer you're talking about who's growing watermelons doesn't even know the best seeds to grow for watermelon.
And I think that's where the challenge is, because you will go now to Kalere and all these other places where you find so many tomatoes, so many pineapples, so many watermelons and anything, so many of these things coming from Luero, coming from all parts of the country. And you think about this farmer in Buremezi, a Jagana somewhere, who has this 2, 3, 4, 5 acres of pineapples. And you see a whole pickup of pineapples with so much little onto that, but with a lot of effort put in. And that's why people think it's not even worth it now. Those who are benefiting from it are now again the other users now.
Yes.
Those who are now doing value addition. Somebody now in Musingu who buys the tomatoes or the pineapples from Jagan and Samakola, goes and of course makes juices out of them and of course sells it at a much higher price. And they think, yes, we are doing all this effort to benefit some other person. So how shall we encourage our people who we actually know are in agriculture to actually look at this as a business and not just something to do as they wait for some greener pasture somewhere?
That is why Agrofresh has decided to, or we have decided to change the trend of farming. We are emphasizing the registration. Because we want to farm with you. When you register you, it means we know the seasons of the specific crops. We want traceability. Ndugu, you took some breakfast in the morning. Or anyone there who's taking breakfast right now. If I asked, you're having fruits, can we trace where that watermelon has come from? Or that pineapple has come from? We can't. What if it has some toxins? Guess this is the story of that pineapple you're eating. Or that...
You only have it there.
They will ask you at 3 a.m. it came in that market, but the person who bought it will tell you, wali we yayise wano nga zirina naye saategedde. Nange naguze buguzi. So until this is where the cause of the problem is.
Okay.
We have gotten an opportunity to do these visibility studies. We are up to 9, 10 a.m. That's why I'm telling you this. There is no traceability of our produce. Do you know why gold, silver, diamond have high value?
Why?
It's because there's traceability. Gold eva mu kirombe kino wali eri. I will ask you where that watermelon comes from, and I can assure you, you will not tell me where it comes from. But when you go through Agrofresh, we shall know where that watermelon came. We have people doing impressive agricultural product. People have done their part. The president has advocated and the government has advocated for farming.
Okay.
People have done farming. Today you will ask for 2 tons of watermelon, pineapple. You can get them.
Okay, well, let's hold it here, do a break. Going to a very short break and return shortly. We'll continue with the discussion here on agribusiness. And with me in studios is Mr. Laban Musinguzi, the CEO of AgroFresh Uganda Limited. We'll take a break and return.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Echa COVID-19 chijja kugwa. If we get vaccinated now, observe social distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly. Together we can defeat this enemy.
Therefore, understanding this model. Hey, excuse me, lady. Who do you think you are? A queen?
Hey, haven't you heard? Get Airtel Chillax bundles and browse like a queen.
Get Airtel Chillax bundles that do not expire and browse like a queen or king. Dial *175# or use My Airtel app.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from the break. It's Good Morning Uganda Extra. My name is Jagana Semakola Ziksoka with Mr. Musinguzi Laban, the CEO of Agri-Business this morning. Coming to you, Ndugu Musinguzi, I remember when we held a summit here in 2016 or 2017, the seminar on oil logistics, and we hosted the president of Equatorial Guinea. We launched our 2020 dream to see how that how that runs to get our oils. Now, one of the things that stunned me in that conference that we had at the Serena Hotel was identifying our suppliers. And one of the challenges that we saw there we're talking about these activities that are supposed to be done by Ugandans, the jobs that were ring-fenced for Ugandans on the pipeline. One of those was welding. And amazingly, when you drive through Kampala, and of course the different suburbs of Kampala, you see so many people doing welding and you think you know who they are. Now, when we go to finding out who the welders are in Kampala, nobody would actually tell you who they are. Now, that means we have people just welding, holding welding guns and sticks and doing all the things, but we don't know who they are. Now, that's a challenge to that particular industry. We come back to agriculture and farming. Do we even know who our farmers are? Just like we are struggling to find out. We've been struggling with Nabanja to identify who belongs where. Do we know who our farmers are? That when we talk about watermelons, when we talk about cabbages, when we talk about moringa, when we talk about pineapples, when we talk about all these things, we can actually ably say, Musinguzi, Jagenda Semakola, Rwatoro here, these are people who can actually do this for us and give us the market. Do we know them? Do we know where they are?
I think that question is very important. We also need to understand that we don't know some of these things. I like relating to life lessons. You know why most of the elite squads have few people or little or limited numbers? You'll find probably a jet team. You'll hear about a team that came and raided probably Bin Laden. There will be 6, 5, 7. There won't be many. It's because they are organized. They have been trained for a long period of time and organized. So we don't have a database of farmers that is solid. So we call upon all those stakeholders out there, the Ministry of Agriculture, Uganda National Farmers Federation. let's come up with an organized database of farmers. So that if you woke up in the morning and we asked, how many pineapple farmers do we have? We know we have 1,000 pineapple farmers.
Where are they?
Where are they? Yes, we divide them accordingly. Data. We are going in a world where data is important. Very many people ask themselves why Google, why Facebook, why what are making a lot of money. We have, those people do what we call data analytics. Personally, I like numbers. I'm a person of numbers. I will go down and assure you, people like saying youth don't like farming or don't like agriculture. We have a lot of engagements with youth on social media about agriculture. I will tell you, Ndugu Jakenda, the numbers are different. We reach out to over 50,000 youth on social media, okay? 50,000 people, not youth. But analytics go down to a point of the people who watch these or who digest the knowledge are people between the age of 18 to 25. Then the people of the age of 65 and above. So me, I'm asking myself, why are these people between the age of 26 to 35 or to 40 something? Where is that gap? Because there's the people who consume this information or this knowledge are the 18 to 24. Then the 65 and above. Here there is a big gap. Very big gap. You find that at the age of 18, someone wants to do farming, but they don't own land. They don't own any piece of land. They don't. So by the time they have to work and own land, which is probably 50 years of age, they have already lost the morale to become a farmer. And they are competing with a person who has been in a generational farm business. You see, we need to learn from other people. Those people have traveled in generational farms. Netherlands, where the case may be. They find a CEO or a farm manager who has been at that farm, grown up from that farm, has been on that farm for over 20 years, but the person is 18. The person is like 18 years or 19 years of age, but has been on that farm for 15 years. So you cannot tell him what you can't lie to him anything there. But for us here, we have youth who are willing. The zeal is there. Ugandans have they have the zeal to do the farming. But like I've told you, some people find it so hard to get that point because 18 years of age, I want to do farming. I want to do tomatoes, 18 years of age. I want to do agribusiness, probably food delivery business. At 21, 22, that's what most of them are thinking about because we have been in lockdown. We have now seen that schools have now been locked down. People have nothing to do. They're willing to do businesses. So for us in Uganda, we're competing with people who have experience. A 50-year-old farmer here in Uganda has experience of 3 years. But a 20-year-old farmer in Netherlands has experience of 17 years. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. They can't compete in the world market. The problem is not the market. The problem is the product.
Exactly. And of course, that's my biggest challenge or my biggest issue here. We talk about the product. How competitive are we in the global market? Let's not even go globally. Let's just look into the region. Just in the East African region, President Museveni has advocated for our region's integration, saying if you have 40 million Ugandans, that's not a very big market for you. But if you have 170 or 200 million East Africans, then you have a bigger market in Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania, Somalia, you know. But how is our competitiveness in as far as quality is concerned, in as far as all these things are concerned? Can we do all the things that Jagenda can say, I am going to find a niche in tomatoes, for example, and I do it to the recommended standards? Because the ESC has its own standards bureau. Uganda has its own that we can even flout and say, for as long as I have these tomatoes, then the Musingus is here, will eat them. How is our competitiveness in a bigger market away from Uganda?
Our competitiveness, I believe it is way below average. I'll give an example. If you outsourced right now and say, I wanted matoke, that's a lot of tons. I want 3 tons of matoke. But I want to take them to Heathrow or UK, or you can call
3,000 kilos.
Yes,
of matoke.
3,000 kilos of matoke. I can assure you, 2,950
of those
kilos of matoke will be thrown out.
At Heathrow.
They will be thrown out. It means you will only be left with 50 kilos. Probably they will be coming from a farmer who has understood this. Why? Because they don't reach the international standard. Like I said, we don't have traceability of this product. We don't know what the fertilizers the person put in. And you talk about organic. For us, Agrofresh, we deal in organic foodstuffs. So the person comes to you, outsource these things, and ask him, I need organic matoke. The person brings for you GMO.
You don't know whether it's matoke, you don't know whether it's bogoya, you don't know.
They don't even know the difference.
Whether it's indizi.
Even when you go to the market, you don't and ask the market vet, the one selling you this thing. I say, I want an organic onion. You will not find it. So that's the challenge. We are not there. We can't compete with the market. I'll give you an example, just meat. Botswana, our country just down here, is one of the leading exporters of beef. But the number of the heads of cattle they have is not even half the number of heads of cattle we have. Yeah, it's not even half. But they're one of the leading exporters of meat around. Why? Here in Uganda, very many people have probably traveled on the highways. You see how these cows move. If you are the one who's traveling like that, who is being moved like that, and you reach at your destination, would you be happy? People are saying the meat is poisonous. The way we move our cows, our cattle, when they go to the abattoir.
From where they're coming from.
Oh, it's the cows are bleeding, the cows are... But some people who have these mechanisms of slaughtering these animals, some of these animals don't know that they're going to be slaughtered. The quality of the meat doesn't come from the person who has removed the...
Who was slaughtered. And then skinned it.
No. That cow from Rushere, from Nakasongola, from where, is going, by the time it's Kampala, it's going to be, it is tired, it has released meat. You cannot eat that meat. And then also the storage of the meat. There are ways you must store this meat. You can't just put it in deep freezer just like that. So we have the handling of our food is totally, it needs an overhaul.
What unique challenges are you solving in the agribusiness as Agrofresh now, for example?
Yeah, so the uniqueness we are bringing in this industry is that after registering with the farmer, registering the farmer, so now we go to a point of understanding which agricultural inputs are going in that soil. Okay? So we need to know, are you getting authentic agricultural inputs? From then, we know that now you have the seedlings, you have the machines. Probably if you don't have the machines, it's fine. We farm with you all the way. Okay? You come to the seeds, now we know we have good seeds. We go ahead, since we have that database, we are calling upon all other stakeholders. Yes, we have our stakeholders, we have some partners we're playing with, but we also help farmers access some finance. Okay? To probably buy the machinery, to do the storage facilities, and also logistics. Now, Agrofresh will come in and get that produce. The uniqueness we are putting on table is that we have an e-commerce platform. We have, our marketing model has been divided into 3 because we know that the market is too big. We have divided into 3 models. We have a lot of models, but I'll talk about this for the benefit of time. We have an e-commerce platform, www.agrofreshug.com, where we are targeting the middle income earners, or you can call them the people who can, the middle income earners basically, because we know they are doing shopping every week. At least they do some shopping once a week. Then we also have the people, we also have hotels and restaurants, okay, that are also registered on our platform. And we know that we have our farmers who are specifically producing for certain restaurants. Because like I said, the issue is traceability. When you visit restaurants like BMK Cafe, they will tell you that they're doing organic food because the organic food comes from, they are sure of the food on the plate because it comes from
an organic producer.
An organic farmer. Okay? So you find that the uniqueness we're putting here is the identity of the market. of the product, and also availing market. Other things we're putting in is cold chain logistics and cold chain and cold storage, where farmers can now bring their products and we store them. That's something we're working on. So that's the uniqueness we're bringing. We are being technological farmers, because AgroFresh is comprised, it's a youth-led organization. So we have a lot of innovations. So we are going E when it comes to farming. So we are going to have something very funny that, okay, not funny, but something very interesting called e-farming.
And how do you do e-farming? Because that's also very important. How does somebody get into e-farming? Yes.
So, like I said, this all starts with registration. Very many farmers, which I'll call them farmers because they are interested in agriculture. Those who have the money to invest, normally don't have the time to go to the farm. We have had these scenarios whereby you give money to a farm manager, and then you go back, you visit the farm once a month. But we can provide solutions to this farmer who is doing the farming on the phone. We give you a daily update, because this solution will give you an update, daily update. For example, if you have cows, you check in the morning, you know. We are working with partners, very many partners in this. You know if your cow, what's temperature, you know basically how many liters, have you got enough milk, all this will be on your phone. Because now you have a direct connection with your farm. You don't have to be there every day, but the phone is with you and at the farm. So that system will help you know what exactly has been produced at the farm, what's in the storage unit of the farm, what has left the farm as produce, and how much money are you expecting for better plan. We are looking at farm management solutions to also predict how your farm will be operating in the next 2 years. Most people don't know the prediction. They don't have projections of their farm. They don't have projections. They don't know what next they're going to do. So that's the uniqueness of AgroFresh.
Okay. Yeah. How would you advise government to help the youth embrace agribusiness? That we can get involved in agriculture just like in politics, because every youth now at university thinks about becoming a councillor, and that's how they plan themselves. If I start as an LC3 councillor, maybe the other time I am the mayor, then the other time I'm a member of parliament, then of course I'm at the peak of it. That is what a majority of our youth are actually thinking, that the easiest way for you to earn a fortune in this country is get into politics. The other day you'll be given a cow of 200 million shillings, the other day you'll be given these entitlements and all the things. Not in agriculture, where Musingus is. So how would you advise government to make this enjoyable and something likable to the youth, who are the majority?
Make the ease of doing business, let the ease of doing business be the order of the day. I want to invest in agriculture, but there's no ease of doing the business. We have seen facilities or stakeholders like UDB coming in to say, the president has said there's money to access, but can a youth actually access that money? Can a youth go in a bank and actually access financing? They're going to ask you for collateral. Which 25-year-old has collateral to get 300 million to build to build a storage point at the farm? So the ease of doing business must be looked in properly for the youth. We have seen manufacturers have been given industrial parks. Where is an agricultural industrial park? So that's where we can go and be given land to put up warehouses and what. We need tax incentives as youth. We have seen the government is giving tax incentives to manufacturers and the producers. Where are the tax incentives for us who are doing agribusiness? Where are the tax incentives for us who have invested? Because it is a capital-intensive business. We just need a helping. There are some of us who have moved a bit. All we need is just a push. Okay? Have we helped all the youth out there who have tried?
Okay.
Yeah.
How is our agribusiness potential in this country?
Agribusiness has the potential to even employ 100% of the Ugandans.
We have that potential.
Yeah, agribusiness has the potential. Uganda has the potential to feed half of the whole world.
We have that potential.
Uganda has the potential to feed half of the whole world.
Let's end on value addition. What's failing us on value addition? Because we've talked about that. We've talked about value addition, and we really seeing that. Are we making strides or are we failing? And why are we failing?
There's no failure.
There is no failure.
People are doing value addition even in their homes. You see, we need to get out of this issue of we are on the paper. What is the reality on the ground? There's someone out there doing toothpicks in their bedroom. There's someone out there doing something in their home. The challenge they have is they don't have the platform to show what they are doing. If you called, you have a very big compound here in UBC. You just put up an advert and we say we are calling everyone who is involved in agriculture. They will not. You will not accommodate them here.
And we even can't call them now because of COVID.
No, I'll give you an example.
Yes, of course, I know. But wouldn't have space enough to put everybody
wouldn't have.
Here.
It means that people, already we have human capital. The human resource is there. So we have not failed. We just need to connect the dots. The dots are scattered. They are not connected. We bring them down and we connect them. Then we shall achieve the 2030 agenda of the UN, where we say no poverty, zero hunger. We shall, because our goal is to have 1 million farmers by 2030. If we can have 1 million farmers on that database, why not? Why not have a good product?
Isn't it an indictment onto the leadership and you, the agriculturalists, for example, or you who are in the agribusiness, if we get into a country like Uganda and in a lockdown of just 42 days, we lament and say, tugenda kufira enjala mu mayumba, isn't that an indictment to you in agribusiness and the leadership? That how can a country with all this arable land, with all this very good climate, the Pearl of Africa, how can people die of hunger in their houses if they ever do that even?
Now, the funny thing is that the people this side will say to Fanjala, the farmer this side will say, things are rotting. So that's what I'm telling you, these are two different things. The farmer is crying that my things are rotting from here, from the garden. But now also the market is complaining that we are hungry. So it's the biggest disappointment is that we are not interlinked. We are not connected. And also the farmer is not ready for the market. And also the market is not ready for our product. But it all comes to preparation and planning. If you told someone from Israel or from Egypt or from those desert areas that someone in Uganda is saying that to Fanjala, they will tell you, you exchange, come to our country,
and we come to
then we come to your country and show you how we shall use your land and show you how we shall use. We have a lot of negligence and a lot of laissez-faire in our kind of doing things. The president has opened us. Now, right now, people are they are so excited. They have run out. We are gathering in numbers. We are doing what? So what will happen if we go back?
Everybody has put out their car on the road. So we spend lots of time in a traffic jam as opposed to going to the gardens today.
Yeah, and the productivity is less. So what will happen if the president gives us another lockdown after 2 weeks? If we predict, if a person who looks at long-termism or projections, there's a third wave everywhere in the whole world. Fourth wave even. Some people are in the fourth wave. Okay? Uganda, we have just in the second wave.
We've not ended the second wave.
So what happens when we go back into another lockdown? Have you prepared yourself? Have you gone out there to understand that you need to be prepared to be a better person?
Okay.
Yeah.
Finally, we'll be celebrating Youth Day next week, I think, on the 12th of the International Youth Day. What final message do you have to the youth out there who are watching the program and those who would love to get into agriculture? How can they even access you if they want to?
Yeah. First of all, accessing us, you can check us on the social media platforms and our website, or you can call. The numbers are there. For the youth out there who think agriculture is about putting on your boots, go to the garden, get the hoe, get dirty. The agriculture of today has changed. You see, I'm in a suit, but I sell vegetables. And I'll walk into a restaurant and say, I sell cabbage. But I'm in a suit.
And a white shirt.
So let us change the perspective as youth. Agriculture is not about being dirty. It's about being innovative. And it has the money. That's what you're looking for, though it doesn't have quick money. And we need to emphasize on the long-termism in this, because agriculture is a patient business. You must be patient when you're doing agriculture and committed. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Mr. Musingu Zilaban, the secret business. And if you just ventured into it, maybe you can try it out there. And you end on a very important note that there is not quick money. So it's some business that you have to get into and with all the patience that it takes. But we know that there is potential, and thank you so much for having allowed to join us here on Good Morning Uganda Extra this morning. My name is Jagenda Semakola Ziksoka. I will stop this here for today. I just wishing all the best as we also wait for tomorrow. And of course, I know that tomorrow, one of our very own, I think, Chemtai and another, are actually also in the finals in Tokyo, Japan, through the Olympics of 2020. We hope and pray that before the games end on the 8th, we expect to get more medals. And we think we'll be one of the countries up there shining with quite a good number of medals. Let's pray for our team in Tokyo. For God and my country, stay blessed and keep us safe. Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Pick of the day on UBC, brought to you by